Are you an influencer? Guess what? Every day is your chance to get interviewed by me. I interview influencers. If that's you, follow us on all social media platforms at The Daytime Show. So send us a DM right now. I can't wait to interview you. This is the Daytime Talk Show, where each week I interview real influencers that are influencing a decade on what is influential. How did you become an influencer? What influences you? Where's the line?
Live from West Hollywood, California. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and get ready for the Daytime Talk Show with Devarius. Step by step, always listening. Step by step, getting in a little daytime. Just a little daytime show. Step by step, we're investigating. Step by step, got you daytime. It's the Daytime Show with Devarius.
Thank you for joining us from home or wherever the hell you are, okay, wherever you're watching. Today on the Daytime Talk Show, we are here in the day, shining the light on 19-year-old Brazilian Jiu Jitsu world champion. He's also known as the Bull, but we're going to figure out why is he called the Bull. So please welcome our guest, none other than the Bull himself, Jacob Brown.
Thank you for having me, Devarius. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here too.
Awesome.
The Bull.
Yes.
So why do they call you the fucking Bull?
And that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Well, first off, my zodiac sign is a Taurus, so I am naturally born a bull.
Oh.
Yeah.
Naturally born a bull. Okay.
Yeah. And so, sometimes I could be quite stubborn, as you may know as a Taurus, that's how we are.
You are all stubborn.
Oh, very.
Very stubborn.
But, jiu-jitsu wise and, fighting in competition is that I want to tell you this, is that when I was younger,
tell us.
when I was younger, I had this purple mohawk on me, right?
Purple?
And purple mohawk.
Is that your favorite color?
That is my favorite color. Still is so
How
today.
did I know that?
And I would just have this intimidating look, and I was just like this menace, and I would just stare into like these kids' soul, and everybody would just fear me because I was so serious at such a young age like that, and to be so into battle, and you're just so focused on the fight, on my opponents, and I would just like fear into them, and I would just like slam my feet on the ground like a bull would, and I was just like, it's so intense in the battle, and I would really have the personality of a bull.
See, that's what it is. You have great personality.
Thank you.
And the way I'm scared because you might jiu-jitsu me in this chair. Like, damn, you are the damn bull. Like, you're bullheaded.
But it's like nowadays, it's different now. I try not to focus on, being so intimidating on my opponents and striking fear to them. I mainly like to focus on the technique and the battle and how I'm going to win the fight. And I put all my precision into that.
How are you going to win the fight? I'm glad you mentioned win. How did you become and became a world champion? Where did it start?
Man, it starts off with a lot. It took me a long time, and it takes, as a lot of hard work, dedication, and I really had to put a lot into it, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
But I say the main part of it was the mental health in jiu-jitsu. It takes a lot of mentally, you got to be strong for it, and you got to physically, mentally be there in the sport. You got to care that you're in there, and you got to want it. I don't do it as just a hobby. It's my career, and I put everything I got into it.
And you mentioned your career. Let's go back how you really started career-wise. You're from Miami, right? born in Miami, Florida,
Yes.
and then and at the age of 3 years old, you went to New Jersey. Tell us, like, walk us through your journey on that. We want to like walk us through that.
Well, I started in Newark Police Academy in
Newark, that's the
Newark,
name. Okay,
yeah,
I thought it
Newark,
was
New Jersey.
because if you're not from New Jersey, you call it Newark,
Yeah, Newark.
but it's actually Newark.
Newark.
Newark, New Jersey,
There you go.
everybody.
Yeah. So I started in Newark, New Jersey Police Academy with actually my aunt introduced me into Jiu
Oh,
Jitsu. And that's how I started off training with her in the police academy.
wow.
Yeah.
Your aunt. Wow.
Yeah.
Now who did you train under when you got in their field? Was it
Mhm.
I believe I was reading one of your articles named Paul Carnicella.
Paul
I
Carnicella.
said it right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Wow. Tell
So
us about that.
so I started training with him and I was only a white belt, when I started.
Hmm.
So I think really once I started there, it was just like I fell in love with it really,
Mm.
and it was just so easy to fall into it. It was like once my parents asked me, "Hey, do you want to stay in the sport, stay in jiu-jitsu?" And I was like, "Let me think about it." And then a few days in class, and I loved it. Absolutely stood in it, and I
Wow.
was just like, I never want to leave the sport.
Wow. And I don't blame you. You never want to leave because
Yeah.
look where you're at now. Then you transition to California. Like tell us that journey. Like I'm really want to know how you crossed over to our side of town, the west
Yeah.
side.
Well, starting all the way from Newark, when I
Hmm.
started competing there in New Jersey, it was after like a long time of competing and leveling through the belts. I think it's like when I got to orange belt, I started like saying I want to take this on like on a serious matter and I want to just keep
Wow.
elevating. And so my parents asked me, and they were like, well, where do you want to do in jiu-jitsu? Where do you see yourself?" And I was like, I want to be bigger in jiu-jitsu. I want to go somewhere with it. And honestly, that wasn't the plan at first. The plan was do it, for self-defense, just do it as a hobby. But
Wow.
I started loving it so much that I took it so serious. And so we traveled to California for the sport and we heard about AOJ, Art of Jiu-Jitsu, in
Hmm.
Costa Mesa, California. So we went to check that place out. We trained there and that's when my career actually started. Like my career has always been like big in New Jersey. I was always competing a lot there. That's where I got most of my record and jiu-jitsu background. But
Right.
when I got to California, I started doing IBJJF and all these professional higher tournaments. And that's where like all the professional fighting started happening.
Hmm.
And I started getting into super fights.
Super fight.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. And that was just it was just an amazing journey just going through all of that. A lot of traveling, going state to state,
Mm.
country, and it just started elevating from there. It just started blowing up.
Wow, just blowing up.
Yeah.
And speaking of blowing up, you're now world champion. When did you get your that place? When did you get that moment, that world champion moment? Like what?
When I became
How,
a world champion, I believe it was 2019.
okay,
I was a blue belt, and it was my first time becoming a world champion in the IBJJF Nogi Worlds.
okay.
And it was just such a spectacular moment, an exciting moment for me and my family and my team.
Did you meet a lot of people on the journey?
Of course, I met so
Mm.
many people. I mean,
A
most
lot
of
of
my
great,
life, I met
really.
everybody from jiu-jitsu.
They're like more so family and friends and really close to you, right?
Of course, yes.
Wow. Wow. I believe that's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
It happened in 2019. And if those of you that's just joining us, we're here with the bull himself, Jacob Brown. Everybody, Jacob is the bull. He's won his first world champion. And we're shining the light on his life and his accomplishments, his milestones. And Jacob, I know that you was telling us all this competition and everything that you're competing. What how many belts is there?
There's like so
You
there's
got
some
different color belts. I know you mentioned color belt. I'm very pretty sure like everybody's like, how many colors? You got purple, you got
yeah.
black. Like, can you explain those belts, please?
There's a lot of color belts in jiu-jitsu, it works like other similar sports like karate or taekwondo, But with jiu-jitsu, it takes a lot of more years of experience to reach the highest belt, like
Wow.
black belt.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm 14 years in jiu-jitsu and I
Okay,
started
there
at
you go.
5. So right now I'm a purple belt. So I have to go through, I'm purple now. So I have to go through brown and then black. So I got 2 more belts.
So
So
you got 2
there's,
more belts.
yeah,
Is that 2 more world championships?
yeah. You could do world championships all the way to black belt and you could just keep on going. Yeah.
Got to my next question here.
Yeah.
What does it take to become a world champion?
That's a great question. To become a world champion, you have to, like I said before, you really got to mentally be strong in the game for that. A lot of working out, a lot of eating right. It takes a lot of discipline. And for me, discipline is the biggest part of jiu-jitsu, especially when you're starting young as a child. As I did. Really listen to your parents, whatever they give you, whatever they tell you, they're giving you the best advice, they're only there to help you and they do everything for you. And I did that my whole life as a kid and look where they got me now,
You're the fucking bull.
Exactly.
Where's the lie?
Yeah.
You're
And
you're the bull.
it's just like I took a lot of therapy. I did a lot of cryotherapy, chiropractor. It took a lot of toll on my body. A lot of damage. Blood, sweat, and tears, everything. So much hard work. And it was all worth it. Everything, the whole journey, and I couldn't be more appreciative than than I ever could ever. And so it's all because of my parents, and all because I was so enthusiastic about it. I put my whole heart and soul into the sport, and my parents were always there to support me, so supportive about me for everything I was doing in jiu-jitsu and just my whole life. And it takes all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You mentioned one word that stood out the most, and that is discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have discipline. I read some more about you. I know you get up 7 in the morning. Well, you get up 5 in the morning. You start your day at 7 with training.
Yeah.
And then in the daytime, you may relax or cool out or some. What are your free days? But then you go back into this your training at night. So that's like your routine, everything. And it takes discipline to be a world champion.
Of course.
It takes really good discipline because I have great discipline. I didn't know that I had good discipline until 3 years ago. I'm just wow. I'm just amazed by you. Having discipline. So
Thank you.
it's amazing
Thank
to
you so
see
much.
you being a world champion and calling yourself the Bull.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible. It's
Thank
very
you.
incredible. So, what is your goal for you being a competitor? What's your goal?
My goal is to reach my black belt.
Oh,
And by the time I get black belt, I'm gonna do everything I can to get there, work, train ass off the hardest I can,
Okay.
train like hell.
Train like hell
Yeah.
because you're the fucking Bull.
Yeah, exactly. And I plan to put my best foot forward to get there. And once I reach black belt, I want to open up my own academy. I want to win my black belt world championships, travel around the world, do seminars, do all of that.
Yeah.
And once I open up my gym, I want to invite everybody, kids, adults, everybody
Right.
to my gym, and I want to name it the Bull Academy.
The Bull
Gotta
Academy.
name it the Bull Academy.
The Bull Academy.
It's gonna go after my nickname.
Now that
It's
is
iconic.
new. That is new. That is new. Okay, that
Yeah.
is new. The Bull Academy here first, right here
Yeah.
on the Daytime Talk Show.
There you go.
And I know that your goal is also while competing, your goal is also competing, is to entertain the crowd.
Oh, yes.
That is while competing.
Yes.
So, Jacob, thank you for being.
Of
We're
course.
here to shine the light on the daytime show, okay?
Yeah.
So how would your talent shine to the world?
I feel like what makes my talent unique is that I always like to entertain the crowd, and I always like to show the people what I'm capable of and what jiu-jitsu can really be, like what you can see in the sport. And it's more like, wow, it's like usually people are not so entertained when people are sitting on the floor,
Yeah.
just kind of rolling around. But like with me, I feel like I'm different. I feel like I'll give people the show they want. If I'm up on stage, I'm gonna give you the hype that you want to see.
Yeah, hype.
You know?
Oh,
I'm gonna give you the fight. I'm gonna make the crowd scream, and I'm gonna do everything while I'm focusing on the battle.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm focused, but I'm entertaining the crowd as well. So
Right.
I got you guys as well. You want a shot? I'll give you that.
He got you guys. Jacob got you. So, but and also today on the show, when you say focus, we manifest that you break into, you know, whatever you want to break into. So, you know, manifestation is what we do on this show. And I want to say you have to speak into, acting. So Jacob, it was indeed pleasure for you to come by. So I want us to manifest your life and everything. So we thank you. We wish you blessings along your journey.
Thank you.
I wish you blessings along your journey. We manifest that you become not just another world champion, but the three world champions. Seems like you want 3 world champions.
As many championships as I can get.
You
That's
break off to where you want to go after that, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I really appreciate you for coming.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you for even having me a part of all of this.
Yes. Until next time on the Daytime Talk Show.
Step by step, step by step in the daytime. It's the Daytime Show with the various.
You're watching the Daytime Talk Show with the various on YouTube.